Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Review it, Rob, back with a brand new movie review for you. Spoiler free, of course. Appreciate you coming over here to hang out with me, man. Today, we're going to be looking at the film Ready or Not 2. Here I Come. This is, of course, a sequel to the very successful first film, Ready or Not, that a lot of people fell in love with and all that stuff. And there's probably that question of, do we really need a sequel for this film? Did it need a sequel? Did they need to go back into the story or not? We'll discuss that going over the spoiler free review and all that stuff. But again, appreciate you coming over here to hang out with me, man. Without further ado, for your YouTube viewers, let's go ahead and throw that poster up for you all to look at. There you go. We got Samara Weaving back. We've got the addition of the fantastic Catherine Newton into this cast. One of the big additions. There's a couple more additions we'll talk about as we get into the review. The film itself is rated R for pervasive language, gore, brief drug use, and strong bloody violence. Film is running in at 1 hour 48 minutes and is classified as a horror, mystery, thriller, comedy film, man. So, as I mentioned, this is the sequel to the first Ready or Not film, which was a fantastic ride of a movie. So felt different, felt cool, felt exciting. That first film, loved that first movie, seen it several times, and was pretty, amped for this movie. I think maybe at one point I was hit with a "Do we really need a sequel for this movie?" kind of thought process. But once I saw that first trailer, which typically, I try not to watch too many trailers for movies. For sure, didn't read synopsis. I don't really read the synopsis for any movies, to be honest with you. But I, of course, saw the trailer for this again as a as a fan of the first movie, and was excited to see what they're going to bring into this movie, and it was a lot of fun. So it is picking up right from the end of the first movie, which is awesome, which is great. We're catching up with Samara's character and what she's going through, and her getting through. Unfortunately, this is a spoiler for the first movie, but obviously, if there's a sequel, you know what happened. But her getting through that first film and now has caused mayhem and chaos into this world that she was in, and the game that she's a part of, and the consequences and the families and everything associated with that are now coming after her. Like, she's now getting thrown back into the game, and will have to defend herself in the games because now everything is up for grabs. Basically, is what's going on because she survived that first round. That's caused mayhem in that world, and she's got to try to do it all again. Uh, right or quick turnaround as well, because again, this takes place right after the first movie and all that stuff. So iconicness of her look and the dress and all that stuff, it gets play in here. You've seen it in the trailer and all that stuff. You see what she's going through and all that. So that's where we're going. The additions into this movie are that, as you saw in that poster, the fantastic Catherine Newton, who we should all love by all means. She's fantastic. I definitely love her. Big fan of Catherine Newton. Love her as one of our new scream queens in the world, and she is playing Samara's sister. Um, Playing the sister. What is her name? Faith. Like, their name is Grace and Faith, or Hope and Faith, or something like that. I'm blanking on their names, but it's funny how yeah, Grace and Faith. Samara's Grace and Catherine is Faith. So she's brought into all of this because I don't know if that's a spoiler necessarily. Tell you how she got involved in it. Not really a spoiler. Doesn't give too much away. But she's brought in, of course, as again, the sister for Samara Weaving's character, and she gets pulled into the whole situation as well, as you can see in the trailer, to where now both of them have to get through this and all that stuff. And she's in it because at first Samara's character, which this is also in the trailer, so you've seen this, but Samara's character doesn't want to go through it again. She's not going to go through it, so they threaten to take out the sister and all that stuff, not on a date or anything like that, take it out in a bad way. And she's like, fine, I'll do it and all that stuff. So now we're back in the chase here in a more open world area. They're still in like a certain place, but it's more open world and woods and all that stuff involved in it. Kind of like the first movie, but the first movie is more like a house and mansion and all that stuff. Kind of the same thing, actually. Now that I think about it, same but different, actually, because this one is more of a I don't know if I can really talk about that either, but it's not like a mansion or anything like that. This is more of a different kind of place, but still familiar enough in the fact that you're running through this building and all that stuff, trying to get away. You end up in wooded area and stuff like that, or trying to get away and all that. That's kind of it's got that familiar, similar vibe to it as the first movie does. Other people that have been brought into this is Elijah Wood, who is fantastic. He's one of my favorite characters in the film as well. He is basically the lawyer of the whole thing, where he is overseeing all of the stuff that's going on. He was brought in after the events of the first movie. He's in now because he now has to oversee what's going on with all these families, trying to take over the mantle or the head of all the stuff that's going on. Um, and all that stuff. And he's overseeing it and making sure all that goes down the correct way that's supposed to go to follow the rules in here. So that's one of the added elements. And the first film we didn't really know what was going on. We just knew that like this crazy thing happened. This movie they've added in this lore, right? They've added in the lore to explain it a little bit more, to fall in to the idea of what they're going after with this movie and all that stuff, which is interesting. It's cool to get into that lore and all that stuff. And I like Elijah Wood's character in addition into it. He's one of my favorite characters in the movie for sure. And Elijah Wood's awesome. We all love Elijah Wood. I remember when I was a very young kid and seeing him in a movie when he was a young actor as well, called The Good Son. Should probably not seen that movie when I was young, but I was about the same age as Elijah Wood probably then. And I don't know. I really don't know. But saw that in theaters. Him and Macaulay Culkin. What a weird, crazy good movie though. But yeah, I liked him. I liked his addition. I liked the addition of Sarah Michelle Gellar in this movie as well. She's of course fantastic. We love Sarah Michelle Gellar and all that. And I like her character. She's fun. She's doing a great job. Like overall, the main thing with this movie is the performances. Like the performances very much carry this film. Like, of course, we know Samara is fantastic. We love her and we love what she did in the first movie, and she's bringing that back full force in here with her freaking dinosaur scream thing that she does. Um, and she's great in the movie, of course. Of course, Catherine Newton's great. She plays off her sister very well. Those two have a dynamic throughout the movie to where they're kind of bickering siblings. There's a reason that she wasn't really mentioned in the first movie all that much, and now that she's brought into the focus, we learn more about their backstory and the conflict between the two of them. And it's maybe one of the things that I didn't necessarily overly like about the movie. Like I'm okay with that being it, but they kind of repeated it a lot, multiple times throughout the film, and kind of ran into those issues multiple times in the movie. Overall, I like their performances with each other. I think they work very well against each other. They look close enough to be sisters and all that stuff. So there's no real quarrels there, but they might have overplayed the dynamic of, oh, we're on the same page, oh, we hate each other, oh, we're on the same page, oh, we hate each other, oh, we're on the same page, oh, we hate each other, kind of situation that they're going through in the movie and all that stuff. So that got a little repetitive for the most part, but again, still their performances off each other was really good, and it keeps the kind of the not the same feeling because it does feel a little more open in this movie than it did in the first movie, where the world's a little bit more open for them to play in, even though they're in that secluded area. But the action's still there. The over the top gore, blood bursting stuff, you saw it in the trailer, that's there and all that stuff. So again, it's a very familiar feeling film. I think it's a good sequel to the first movie. If you're continuing on that lore, did it necessarily need to continue on? No, but I'm not mad that it did. I feel like some people probably didn't like this movie as much as the first one, and I can understand that. And I will agree the first movie is better than this movie, but I didn't hate this movie at all. This movie is easily, one of those movies I saw in theaters and had a good time with. I enjoyed it. Probably could have cut some time. Like I said, I think the movie was like what, an hour and 48 minutes, right? An hour 48 minutes. You could have cut that down to an hour and a half, probably. Um, like I said, going back to the bickering scenes, we could have cut that down. But the comedy aspect of it's fun. I don't remember a ton of comedy in the first movie. There is some. There's definitely feels like there's more in this movie, but it's fun comedy for that most part and all that stuff. Fun characters throughout the film with the family of people going after the sisters in this movie. I had a good time. Like I enjoyed it. It is a top 5 film for me so far this year. I think I've seen 14 or 15 movies this year, and it's a top 5 film for me. It's top 3. I didn't like it more than um, 2 movies, obviously, but I still had a good time with it. I liked it. I didn't really run into many issues with it. Like the script is fine. Like again, the performances carry the movie by all means, but the story's fine. Like I didn't run into too many issues story wise with this movie, and it's a good fun horror comedy film, man. So if you're hesitant about seeing Ready or Not 2, I say go check it out, especially in theaters with the big sound and on the big screen and hearing all that stuff going on, especially hear that Ice Nine Kills song, excuse me, Grave Diggler song in the credits. Hear a bit of that in the credits, which was awesome. Hear blaring in the movie theater and all that stuff. But overall, I like the movie, man. So sound off in the comments how you felt about it. But overall, I was a fan of this movie, and I could see it possibly making my top 10 favorite horror films of the year. We shall see. There's still a lot of year left. We're almost at the end of March here as they're recording this episode, but still a lot of stuff going on. Still a lot of stuff to come out. But overall, enjoyed the film. I had a really good time with this movie, man. So thank you for watching this review. Before we leave out of here, I do a Halloween Horror Nights show. We had a big announcement for Halloween Horror Nights. That is out now on my other YouTube channel, Into the Fog with Wolfman Rob. And that'll do it, man. So appreciate you. As always, like to remind you, you matter. You capable of great things. Trust in yourself, believe yourself, give yourself some kindness, give yourself some time and peace, man. You're on your clock, not the same clock as everybody else. You're not running their story, you're running yours, man. So trust yourself, believe in yourself. You'll get there. But I appreciate you hanging out with me. We'll be back with more reviews next time.